All right, welcome to the KVJ After the Show podcast.
Kevin's eyes are looking sane, but he's got new hair. Virginia is a witch, and she farts in her chair. Jason is a spaz who's got an old man's ass. Welcome to the After the Show podcast.
Alrighty, hello and welcome to the KVJ After the Show podcast. Here we find ourselves on a lovely little Wednesday. Virginia went to go pick up her husband, Panda. He had a tooth pain. They found out that his wisdom tooth was growing in crooked and I guess
impacted
pain, and they had to go take care of that. So I'm sure that was not fun. They had to put him under. So he is out there. She went to go pick him up. I said, well, don't race it. So if you make it back, cool. If not, I think she'll probably not make it back because she got to go to Royal Palm Beach.
Oh, she will not be back.
So I said, heck yeah, I'm just going to run to Royal Palm real quick. I'll be back in a couple minutes. I'm like, do you get geography? I'm like, you are not running to Royal Palm Beach real quick.
It's so far from here.
It's like 30 minutes, like one way. I'll be right back. I'm like, that's all right. I'm like, take your time, and we'll check in with you tomorrow.
See you tomorrow.
Yeah, exactly. So she picking up Panda and taking care of that stuff. Boy, that'd be rough. And I've heard that because I still have my wisdom teeth. And, you know, my one dentist is like, oh, you might want to get that taken out. I'm like, at this point, like, nah. I'm like, unless it becomes a problem and I have to, then no. It'd never give me any discomfort. I don't even know they're there.
Mine, I had to get mine, and I waited till a long time, up into my 40s, to get my wisdom teeth taken out.
Yeah.
And the last one was the hardest. They did them all separately.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and
Yikes.
they could not get the tooth out.
Oh, no.
It sucked.
No. Oh, that's terrible. Yeah, see, that's just it. I'm like, why go through anything that you don't have to?
Do you still have your tonsils?
No.
Okay.
No, I do. I do have my tonsils. Yeah.
Appendix?
Yeah, I got that.
Huh.
I'm just a ticking time bomb.
You are. I'll get all that gone.
Missing half your body. Yeah, no, I have been very lucky. I don't know if that means I'm going to get on the back end of life, but I have so much stuff. I really haven't done anything. So, yeah, I don't think I've ever been under. I don't think I've ever had anything. It's crazy.
You've never been under?
No. I had a collapsed lung. That's the only like little blip on the radar I've had. So, like I said, maybe I'll spend the last 10 years of my life in a hospital, but to make up for it,
going under.
So far, so good.
It's weird if you've never done it before, and that's what can give you a little anxiety is going under, because I know you don't like to lose control.
I don't.
And you lose control.
Yeah, right. Yeah, it's crazy. So, yeah, we'll see how it goes. I'm happy to be on this side of it, though. Today is Earth Day.
Ah.
Mm-hmm. I don't know what you're supposed to do with it. It seemed like it had a big cachet.
I thought back in the day you planted a tree.
Okay. Yeah, recycling, all that kind of good stuff was it, but it doesn't seem like it has as much fanfare.
It doesn't. I was thinking that the other day. You used to hear about recycling all the time.
Right.
And it's not, I mean, people still do it, but you don't hear about it, you know, with the guilt PSAs.
Right. And having to do all that kind of stuff. It's also Administrative Professionals Day. And that what was Secretary's Day, but it's like that became not cool, and you couldn't say secretary because it's so insulting that now it's administrative professional. Okay, well, we're getting that all right. Well, I do have some fun stuff to get to here today, and since Virginia is out, I figured I would get into this one. I kind of wonder with some of these congressmen who go into what's called a SCIF. If you don't know, it's where they have classified information. And if you're of a certain clearance, you're able to go into the SCIF, but you're not allowed to take your phone. You're not allowed to take anything out. You can read something to get information, but then I guess you're allowed to go out and blab about it. But the thing that's kind of crazy about it is you come out and you start blabbing, but you don't necessarily have any proof about it because you had to leave it in the SCIF. And there are several congressmen that are talking about the information that we have about UFOs. And here they are. They come out of the SCIF and they go, well, prove it. Like, well, I can't. It's in the SCIF. And
It's a lot of people talking about this right now.
Lot. Yeah, it was Congressman, I think, Burchett, something like that, out of Tennessee. We've played clips of him, and he's the most vocal. But then I saw another representative, Eric Burleson. He is revealing that the Army has built a military base around a UFO. I guess it's so big that they couldn't move it, so they just built the building around the UFO to take it apart and try to study it.
I saw that special. I mean, you've seen the Phoenix Lights before and how big that thing, and they said that covered, half the city. It blacked out the stars.
Yeah. Yeah, they talk about this, and it is apparently very massive. Here is Representative Burleson talking about what he's seen or at least knows of.
I was told that in a skiff and also outside of one that there is a craft at a location in a foreign country that is too big to move. They built a building around it. It's in a foreign country, and it is a U.S. installation. I can't say anything more than that.
It's on like a U.S. military base installation.
I can't really say anything more than that. What I can say is that it would be quite a trip to get there.
Okay.
I can't say any more because I will be missing in about 2 hours then.
Yeah, we'll have to see. Now, this other representative from Tennessee that's been talking about a lot of stuff, and they're just affirming that the U.S. government knows about aliens, they're real, and they've not told us about it. And he's saying basically the same thing. He said the government clearly has information on extraterrestrials. They're just keeping it from us. And now President Trump has pledged to start releasing very interesting UFO files very soon. But he then says he doesn't know about any aliens for certain.
There's supposed to be good 60 videos, I think, or 45 videos that are impressive.
Yeah. Yeah. And for me with Trump, give me the Epstein files, all of them, and then I'll believe you on the UFO. So we'll see how he does on that. But that's the assignment. I think that's just it. It's a lot of people were throwing June around, I think not only because of the disclosure day that's coming out, but I've heard other people saying that there's some things that they believe were June, then 2026. In fact, one guy was saying June 26 of 2026. There's something written somewhere in some kind of thing that he's deduced that would be a day that we get disclosure.
Have you seen that trailer yet for Disclosure?
I have.
It looks good.
It does. Yeah, it's interesting because, that's the question. A lot of the sci-fi movies, on some of these, it seems pretty realistic and they seem like they're in tune. Did they create those with some kind of knowledge, or were they just throwing stuff against the wall and they get lucky and that's shaped it and everybody's built off the same?
They're breadcrumbing us, trying to so we don't freak out. That's what they're doing.
Maybe. Could be. Well, if you love that sci-fi stuff, you're going to be very happy with what Burger King is doing. They've launched a limited-time Star Wars-themed menu tied to The Mandalorian and Grogu that is going to be in theaters on Star Wars Day. This is launching May 4th. The film will be out May 22nd.
Do kids still like fast food toys? That was such a big thing when we were kids.
As a kid, I remember in 1983, I was 10 years old, they came out with a signature series on Star Wars glasses. They were glass and they had painted on them. I remember having those. Those were my favorite glasses. I took such good care of them. I remember one had R2-D2 and C-3PO, and I think they had a series of 4 different glasses.
It's actually, I believe it's 12, and I have them. Not to brag.
Whoa, you got like all of them?
I got the whole set.
Wow.
Now it sounds like I'm bragging.
So you're going to get these without a question then?
I don't know. I have to see if I like the new movie. The new shit kind of really, I don't know. It rubs me the wrong way sometimes.
Oh, okay. So just out of almost sheer protest.
Well, I don't know if I love all the characters. I know everyone's all gaga over Baby Yoda.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
Yeah, I've seen some photos of the ones. Yeah, you got Lando Calrissian, you got Darth Vader on one, you got Han Solo and Yoda. Yeah, all kinds of stuff.
On the new ones?
This is on the old ones.
Oh, yeah.
That I was looking at. Yeah, it's a cool collection. And there's 12 of those, you said, huh?
Something like that.
Okay. Very impressive. So if you want to get the new ones, they're going to be out there. Plus, they've got a menu that's coming out. They got a burger or barbecue bounty Whopper, a flame grilled burger with Swiss bacon and barbecue sauce and themed packaging. Then they got Grogu's garlic chicken fries, which is going to be Parmesan garlic seasoned with dipping sauce. Imperial cheddar ranch tots, which is cheese and ranch filled potato bites. Grogu's blue cookie shake, which is vanilla soft serve with blue cookie flavor. Virginia would hate that. And it's going to be a bounty bundle combo you can get, or you can do it individually with select combos.
Boy, they really know how to market themselves, old Star Wars.
Yeah, they do things. I would imagine kids still like it. Look, I still love a glass, and I remember I was so thrilled getting those glasses back in the day.
Were they the best glasses, or were the Pizza Hut red glasses better? Remember those?
I do remember those. I would take my Star Wars glasses. I mean, they're real glass, and the Pizza has great nostalgia, but yeah, for me, you can't beat the Star Wars glasses. Yeah, pretty insane. So we'll see what winds up happening with that. But again, that's going to be dropping on May 4th. The movie's going to be out May 22nd. I watched the first season of The Mandalorian, and then I never watched anything else on it. Should I continue watching the other seasons of The Mandalorian, or is it just meh?
It starts to get kind of a little wacky for me.
Okay,
the first season's really good,
right? I think that was it, and I was waiting to hear reviews on the other seasons of The Mandalorian, and it was at least you were kind of yeah. So I didn't jump back into it.
By the end of it, it was kind of turning into horseshit for me. It started to get a little bit like crazy.
Huh? Okay, yeah, that's not sounding like my jam. Well, across the street from Burger King, McDonald's is now introducing a new McCafe beverages nationwide. I think they're going to be going after Starbucks, which they already kind of did with some of their locations. It started looking fancier and trendier, and they're doing the stone and all that kind of stuff. Big going, my gosh, am I rolling into McDonald's or Starbucks? So I guess they're coming after their coffee, too. The rollout's going to include dirty sodas and caffeine-infused refreshers made in partnership with Red Bull.
Dirty soda? What's that about?
I don't know.
Is that coffee and soda together?
Yeah, I am not sure. I've heard the term, but I don't know what it is. It says a dirty soda is a customizable beverage that combines a traditional carbonated soft drink with additional ingredients such as flavored syrups, fruit juices, and cream. It creates a layered drink that offers both textural and flavor complexity, often resembling a dessert-like beverage. Okay, so I guess that's what they're doing there. They say the drinks are going to be arriving next month, with energy drinks coming out here in August. Now, I thought this was a kind of a decent idea. It's a Berea Pasta. Just seen that. I think they're a part of Virginia's Italian Fest that they do all over South Florida. They have come together with a Spotify playlist that will last the exact amount of time it takes to cook each different type of pasta they have, so you don't have to set a timer.
That's fun.
That is kind of cool. I was like, that's a really good marketing idea.
Do the Ralstons ever have a playlist if you guys have dinner at home? Are you that kind of family or not really?
No, we really don't, only because we don't really ever have dinner at home. I think maybe it's twice a year and it's holiday stuff. I think maybe for Thanksgiving and then for Christmas, we kind of do it. But then Thanksgiving happened and I walked out of my bedroom and everybody's almost done eating. So I was kind of like, all right, well.
Shit.
Yeah. Damn, I just missed Thanksgiving dinner. I had no idea. Like, they just started eating. Nobody came and told me, hey, we're doing Thanksgiving dinner. So that's how unorganized we are with our dinners. So yeah. So and it'd be lovely, though. I mean, it seems like just like a movie, doesn't it? Where the family's sitting there and they got a lovely playlist. Yeah, we don't do it that organized, unfortunately.
I played baseball with a guy. His family would always play this weird kind of instrument violin music, but it was kind of horrifying at the same time. So you kind of really couldn't concentrate on what was going on at the dinner table, and they'd keep it real loud. I don't know.
No, that's not a good way to do it. Honestly, the music that you play, there is something to it because it does. With music and shopping, music and eating, music and driving, they've done all these correlation studies, and it affects how fast you go or how you approach it.
So even for pooping?
I don't know if they've done pooping.
That's a good question.
I don't know if you'd want to go.
Is there certain songs that make a person go quicker?
Yes.
On science.
It's usually more tempo. That's what it is. They found with driving, aggressive music, you drive more aggressive. I don't think anybody should be too surprised by any of that stuff. And there's definitely all kinds of correlations with music and behavior. It's fascinating stuff. That's why I always try to use music. And you use music to get you pumped up for a club or at a sporting event or something like that. Without a doubt, it's very tied in. Yeah, it's a huge deal. Guy Fieri is featuring Elena's Cafe and Bake Shop on diners, drive-ins, and dives. That place is pretty decent. I don't know if you've gone there. I went there one time because somebody's telling me how great it is. It's on North Lake, the north side of it, and it's just a bit east of Military Trail. And it's a small little sandwich shop, just kind of in a little strip mall.
It's right by me.
It's great. Yeah, they're really good. I mean, I need to get back there because their sandwiches are fantastic. He praised the cafes from scratch cooking, diverse menu, and New York-style Polish. He said they got multiple cuisines. They do breakfast, brunch, lunch favorites like Eggs Benedict, waffles, paninis, soups, and creative dishes, all made fresh in-house. It opened up in 2012. And, yeah, the people they're really nice people, too. So I know he featured it, but I wanted to put a showcase on that. Maybe we need to do a KVJ Eats on that.
It's right down the street from me, and I've never seen it.
Yes.
Yeah, how detailed-oriented I am.
Yeah, you got some good spots right around your joint. Yeah, you should go check that out. Yeah, Alaina's. Alaina is how you spell that. Well, we were asking questions about your phones and which one to get as you're in the market for one, Jaybird. I just keep rolling into the new iPhone, whatever it might be, because I just don't want to go through the challenge of learning something new. And a couple of the comments that we got from that, Matthew said Samsung is king. The back button does it for me. I can go back a page anywhere, not just on a browser. We also still have the open window tab like Apple does. Okay. Yeah, it is kind of interesting. There are some features that every now and then I'm like, okay, that's a new feature. I like that. One that I've got on the new iPhone, there is a button on the lower right-hand side, and when you hit that, it immediately takes you to your camera.
Okay.
So phone or video. So which is great because you ever have that, it's usually something awesome's going on, like, oh my gosh, I got to record this. Flip phone, activate. And when you hit that button, you can get right to the photo or the video super fast, which I like. And I know they had that little button on it before where you have the camera and you can hit it right on your screen. But I just kind of like having that little feature.
Yeah, people are telling me, giving me all kind of lists of because we're looking for good cameras around here. You don't want a shitty camera, but I'd imagine a phone today is not going to have a shitty camera on it, right?
I wonder how they do compare, because that was one of the reasons why I did upgrade to the new iPhone, was because they talked about the improvements in the cameras and for all the video and stuff like that we do for the show. I'm like, okay, I want to have good stuff. But yeah, I don't know. I've not seen a direct comparison with all the other ones. So you got Matthew loving Samsung. Victoria said, I'm team Samsung Galaxy. And I have been since they started. They're very sturdy and they don't break easily. I have a regular case on mine and no screen protector. I drop it face down constantly, and I've ever only cracked an edge once. Hamburger Hands should look into a Galaxy for that reason alone.
I will look into it. I'm in the market. I do drop my shit a lot.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so that's a couple endorsements for that. And Laura said, did you all do the update on phones to get the Bigfoot emoji? Does or will Jaybird sign off on all his emails and texts with it? It is real.
Oh, yeah, I forgot about that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I keep going back to look for it, and I don't know that I've done the update, but as I have tried it, it's not worked for me. So it's still, I'm only getting the 2 footprints that come up, and I think its official name is Hairy Creature.
That's whack.
And I'm not getting that at all either. I get like a unicorn. So, yeah, I don't know what I got to do, but I cannot get the Bigfoot emoji to come up on my iPhone. So
bullshit.
Yeah, it's there and it's coming up for some people. So if you guys know the ins and outs, and maybe I just maybe there's some update that I have not done yet.
They got some good alien stuff. They have a few aliens, UFOs.
Yeah, I have kind of seen that. So, but I do not have that yet. And we got Kelvin said, I got an idea for a new video series for the show. I love the acoustic performance of Flat Top Cop a few weeks ago. It would be awesome if Jaybird could create some guitar lesson videos showing how to play Snack Pack songs, or maybe even take requests for anything KVJ Nation wants to learn. It could be called Jammin' with Jaybird, and maybe it could feature some guests like Denny's, Rocco, and the Juicy Daddy.
That's a good idea. It's fun.
Yeah.
I haven't been able to play a lot of music lately, and I have been missing it. I've been missing playing music with my friends, as they say.
How often do you typically play music?
Every day.
Everything's going well. Every day.
Every single day, yeah.
Okay. It's something you do. It's a therapeutic thing for you.
Totally. I tell people all the time, you're not trying to sign a deal with Columbia Records. It's just good for your mental health. It's good for therapy. And I recommend anybody to learn an instrument. It doesn't matter what age you are at. It's never too late.
Yeah. I think there's a couple of those things that learning an instrument, learning a language, all those kind of things, they say it's good for the dark recesses of your mind, keeps you sharp.
Well, we have a KVJ Nationer who wanted to learn the piano, and he goes, well, I'm approaching my 70s, and I feel silly learning an instrument, and people are gonna make fun of me. I go, well, first of all, who gives a shit?
Right.
Second of all, don't listen to those people, and then just learn the instrument, have fun, and don't put pressure on you. Have a good time with it.
Yeah. Absolutely. No, you should. I mean, if you do it for the lone reason, they just say doing those kind of things are actually good for not only the dexterity, but for the mind. So if you're doing something like that, sounds like a good idea to go do it. Well, a couple other things that we got going on here today. I was actually kind of encouraged by this. I don't know if he's going to do it, but Dave Chappelle is dangling like he is interested in rebooting the old Chappelle Show, which I haven't done it recently, maybe about 2 years ago. I went back and was watching some of the old skits. And probably about every couple of years, I want to go back and watch. There's a couple that just jump out at me. The one about with Prince was unbelievable. The Rick James ones. In fact, the ones that I really loved the most was the Charlie Murphy stories.
Yeah.
That he had Rick James, he had the Prince. Those are some of my favorite Chappelle Show skits.
That would do well. If they've done right.
If it is done to the same quality, absolutely. I think Chappelle Show would do amazing. Now, I mean, keep in mind that. Can you believe that was 20 years ago?
No, I can't.
It's so wild that that's at least 20 years old, maybe a little bit older than that. And he threw out an interesting idea. Now, this gets me excited again if it's done right. But Dave Chappelle wants to bring somebody special onto the show and is like, I'll do it if you're in.
A couple weeks ago on a whim, I reached out to Eddie and asked him if I could come by and visit him. And I went to his house, and me and Eddie, for the first time, talked about Charlie since he passed. And in the midst of the conversation, Eddie was the one that said, man, you should do like a Chappelle Show movie or something like that. And I said, man, that'd be tough, like your brother. So Eddie, if I do it, then do Charlie parts. And let's go.
Could you imagine if Eddie Murphy joined Dave Chappelle, and if Eddie Murphy got his groove back, and that could be unreal.
That would get a lot of hype for sure.
Yeah, I think so many people would tune in.
I would. But
I just wonder if they would do it because there would be so much hype. Would it be too much, and would it deliver?
And who would sign it? Netflix, Comedy Central?
I can't even imagine what that deal would be. Because if you really break it down, because they were throwing $50 million 20 years ago. $50 million they were throwing at Dave Chappelle to come back and to do another season of Chappelle Show. And then he thought the pressure was too much, didn't like that he didn't have maybe the controls that he wanted. But I think a lot of it was just the pressure because, man, that show was amazing. And to be able to maintain that same level, I think it kind of got in his head. And now he's feeling like, okay, maybe I would do it. But you brought Eddie Murphy into the mix. Can you imagine the level of expectation that you would have of the Chappelle Show with Eddie Murphy?
He'd probably not have anybody fuck with him this time, and he'd be able to do what he wants to do. So that part would be good. And so I think there'd be no pressure on that end. Because I think Comedy Central,
you would have, and honestly, I don't think Comedy Central's big enough. I think the only place this could work would be Netflix. And I think Dave Chappelle already has the deal with Netflix and they have the money. I think they could afford to do it. I think it would be something. Now, the question is, would it work? Would a Chappelle Show with Eddie Murphy live up to the expectations? And I want to say yes, more than anything. But that would just be so hard because Eddie Murphy was in the pocket 40 years ago.
Yeah.
And Dave Chappelle was, and Dave's still great, but when you were doing the sketch comedy, it's been 40 years for Eddie Murphy, 20 years for Dave Chappelle.
Yeah, I can't believe that.
Yeah.
I didn't know Bill Burr was on that show back then. A young Bill Burr is
Was he really?
on the Chappelle Show.
Maybe he did do a few of the skits because I remember he had several white guys on there that, were just kind of looking like douchey white guys.
Yes.
And I was like, how do these guys get these parts? I do think I remember Bill Burr being in one of those skits. From back in the day. I mean, what a crowd that he had, though. And some of those comedians, bringing them all back.
You could, as I'm saying, you could bring them all back that are.
Yeah, Charlie Murphy's the only one, but Eddie taking his spot would be a great way to level up. So what do you think? Would a Chappelle Show with Eddie Murphy live up to the expectations? What do you think, Jay Bird? Could they do it? And I think that would be the ultimate thing for Dave. I don't think it's going to be the money. I think Dave Chappelle would be like, can I do a series just as good as I did? And I think it would be a one and done. I don't think they'd bring it back for multiple seasons. And it would probably be like maybe they might do a 2-hour skit show.
A movie could be good or a short season just to see how it goes first.
Right.
But yeah, I don't see that going on for 9 years or anything like that.
No. But if you watch it, you'd be like going, oh my gosh, it was just as good as Chappelle Show originally or better. Do you think you'd walk away saying that?
No, but I think it'd be good.
Kind of the same way. I think realistically, when you add everything up, there's just no way that they could live up to what they have done. But I think it would be great, good enough. 81% of people think that it would live up to the expectations.
Yeah, I think it'd be good. I think people would be pumped.
Gosh, that would be really amazing if they could do that. I can't think of anything else. Now, somebody said Kevin Hart. What if they threw him in? And their thought was Kevin Hart would ruin it. Do you agree?
Kevin Hart's not my favorite. Does not really make me laugh.
Okay, here's the thing about Kevin Hart. He's a hustler, and I like him. And I think he's a very likable guy, and I think he's amusing. But I don't know that I've ever belly laughed and be like, oh, my gosh. Because Corinne says Kevin Hart better not be a part of it. He's overrated and not that funny, in my opinion.
Chappelle has made me belly laugh before.
Yes, Chappelle is just, and the thing that is the gift is when you can watch it over and over again, and you find yourself actually laughing harder every single time you watch it. And the original Chappelle Show was like that. And also Eddie Murphy stuff, man. Some of the stuff that he did back in the day. In fact, I wouldn't mind going back and doing an Eddie Murphy movie marathon, because you could have, and I'm probably one of the few that love Beverly Hills Cop 2 as well. I thought that was still a very solid movie.
I think some people like that. Didn't they do more? I think they did 4 of them, right?
Yeah, I never watched 3 because I heard that really dropped off, and I just didn't want to have that in my brain. So I never watched Beverly Hills Cop 3. And then they did 4, and I think I did watch that. It was Eddie Murphy was going back and realizing, you know what, if I tap into the nostalgia, then it could work. And the movie was okay. But it was okay because it was all about the nostalgia. And if you didn't grow up watching the original Beverly Hills Cop and love it, I think you'd be like, it wasn't anything amazing.
An underrated Eddie Murphy movie, Trading Places. Really good movie.
Absolutely. Fantastic. Like I said, he did it in 48 hours.
Yeah.
I'd like to go back and watch that. And if I remember it, 48 Hours 2 was really good.
Yeah, it wasn't bad.
I mean, he had a run. Yeah, that would be fun to do a Eddie Murphy movie marathon. But yeah, if they could somehow, you get lightning in a bottle and you get the best of Dave Chappelle, how he's ever been, the best of Eddie Murphy, it arguably could be the best comedic thing of all time.
Well, let's hold off on that.
If they were in the pocket and both did it, I don't know what would have been better. I don't know, but we'll see. Hopefully it comes together. I don't see it because I can see Eddie Murphy being standoffish and not wanting to do it. And I can see Dave Chappelle being like, yeah, what am I talking about? I'm not going to do this. So we shall see. We shall see. All right. Well, if you ever have anything that you'd like to throw at the KVJ Show, you always can. Mail at KVJShow.com. MAIL at KVJShow.com as we roll through it. Y'all enjoy your Wednesday, and we'll see you back here tomorrow for another round of the KVJ Show. Goodbye.